Hello and welcome back to another gaming video. I was trying to decide which game I wanted to do next, and I decided upon this one, Kingdoms Reborn, because this is a game that has been one of my top favorite games. It's fluctuated, but this is definitely one of the top games, and the diversity, like the genres of games, I want to show you a different variety of them. And so I knew that even though I love the survival, apocalyptic kind of games like 7 Days to Die, and I've got lots of games like that, I wanted to do a different game with a different style. So we're going to do another post-apocalyptic game, Kingdoms Reborn. In this world, there was a giant ice age that killed off all of human civilization. And so we are going to rebuild the kingdoms. We're going to start with just a simple one. There's 5 different types of countries you can choose from, all with different powers. The duchy is the easiest and kind of the simplest. If I mouse over it, you can see there's a 5 research speed, and potatoes is your unique resource. That's a nice simple one to work with, and it's the very first one that the developer made. So we're going to do one AI. AIs are not that useful in this game. They are, just whatever. This game is amazing because 7 Days to Die is a very niche game, all right? I am able to play with my brothers because they like that. I happen to be lucky enough to be someone who has a mother who likes to play that kind of game. But in general, people do not it's too violent for students, or there's too many jump scares, or just you have to react fast, and so there's a lot of people that don't like that kind of game. But this game is a game that I have played with my both parents, even my dad, who doesn't play games. I've played with cousins, siblings, of course. My sister, who does not play games that much, she loves this game because it's very peaceful. You can talk with people while you're playing, and I've even had students play this game. It's very I'm thinking if you're going to play a game, you should play a game that kind of builds up your intellectual dexterity. And so in that case, I think this does that very well. So very, very good game to play, very diverse. Let's jump into it. So here's the post-apocalyptic world. There's a whole bunch of things to look at here. Basically, these little icons either show you luxury items or essentials, like coal. And so I already pre-picked a place out. This might take you a long time, depending on who you are. For me, I am someone who really wants a perfect spot, so I might take a long time. If you're playing this multiplayer, which I highly recommend that you do, then you definitely want to tell your people, whoever's playing with you, hey, just pick a spot. You have like 2 minutes, go. None of these cards know what you mean. This game is super awesome because of the card system. No. So the card system kind of works like this. I, as a person who plays strategy games, who plays these kinds of games, especially city building games, know what I need to do. I need to provide these guys food, shelter, heat. I need to do that right away. That's why I built next to a coal mine, which is right here, and that's why I got a coal mine for $160, was because I built that. So that's the first thing I'm building right there. I'm going to pop that down and have that built once we unpause. But then the other thing is I need to get them food, and I need to get them shelter. And shelter houses cost wood. I can build as many houses as I want. I don't need cards for that. But for the other stuff, the food mainly, I need to use this card system. I love the card system because it works well for both groups of people. If you're new to this kind of world, instead of giving you like 25 different buildings, good luck, they give you 5 different buildings, and they're kind of self-explanatory. Fruit gathering gathers fruit. Food, you kind of need food, right? Medicine gathering gathers medicinal herbs. So right now we have medicine. You might want to build that. I know that I don't need it, but if you're new to the game and you build it, it won't hurt you. It'll help you. Forester collects wood, which I do want, and a hunting lodge collects food from animals. And since fruit gathering, as you might imagine, only happens during the spring and summer and parts of autumn, I'm going to need something for the winter. So I'm going to do a hunting lodge. Those three are my favorite three to choose from. Iron, I don't need till later. All right, I'm going to choose those. Boom. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop this in here. This is an investment thing. You don't have to worry about that too much other than it produces more money for you. We also built a small little land, and I really want room for my foresting, so I'm going to go ahead and buy these 2 pieces of land as well. And I will unpause the game. We're going to choose, whenever you choose a biome to live in, you get a bonus. I'm going to choose the farming bonus because I intend to build farms. Now I should keep this game paused, but I'm going to slow it down because otherwise it'll be like an hour of me explaining stuff and then no movement in the game. So what I'm doing right now is holding shift down and building houses. And the way I did that is, this game is super awesome because most city builder gamers, yeah, or just general strategists, gamers, know their shortcut keys. So if you don't know them, this guy has suggested them for you. So everything in the yellow, like you see those little yellow B, you press B to go here, and you press Z to start building dirt road. Housing, press B, then H. Press B, then Y for storage yards. It's kind of cool. I love that. So I'm going to be doing a lot of key building. Also, for the overlay, because I'm going to do this a lot, I'm going to hide the trees so I can see easier how to do that. And I'm going to do that with Control P. So just so you know, that's how that's disappearing. I'm going to disappear that for a minute. We're going to see where this forest would maximize its placement. Right there. And I love forests because the forester is going to be planting new trees, and that is a great place for a fruit cutter to be. I'm trying for it not to get knocked down the home of the boar, this boar burrow. Okay, so fruit gather goes there. Let's put the this hunting lodge right here. These two benefit when they are right next to each other. They get a 30% bonus once they're built. So that's why I was trying to do that. Research. I'm going to show you research in a minute. The other thing that this whole ecosystem needs is a place to dump all their stuff. So we're going to go ahead and put a storage yard right there. And last but not least, this is not going to destroy the burrow, right? Yeah, we're going to build a nice road to get people where they are. I'm going to try and keep it as close to... It's not going to work. It doesn't matter. I like things efficient. I like things straight. And this is the other thing that's super cool about this game. It doesn't penalize me or people like my sister. I'm going to use her as an example because she's sort of the extreme opposite of me. Oh, it's going to knock down the... it's beautiful. My sister is like the extreme opposite of me playing this game. I do everything in grids. Like, it is more efficient to me to build one giant neighborhood and then use certain bonuses, like building a library, will create a bonus for nearby houses. So I'll just create one giant neighborhood, put the bonuses in the middle of the neighborhood, maximize so I don't have to build multiple libraries. My sister, on the other hand, is looking to make her city look beautiful. She's a country girl. She likes living outside of the city. The idea of having, a backyard where you're sharing it like with people like that is something she hates. So she builds differently. She builds, in my mind, less efficiently. But the game doesn't penalize her for that. She still is very successful, or sometimes even more successful than I am in this game. It's super awesome. Okay, so since the first house is built, I'm going to turn off the wood fuel. I don't want people using wood to... Oh, I need to turn off the tree thing. I don't want people using wood to fuel their homes. I want them to use coal, and we're going to have this coal mine pumping out a bunch of coal. So let's go ahead and they're going to keep building houses and cutting trees down and building that. I'm going to speed up the game a bit. Technology. So right now there's something like, I don't know, maybe 20 buildings that you can build. But over time, this tech tree, which starts in the Dark Ages, will eventually unlock all these buildings all the way up to the Industrial Age. So by the time you're here and you're building a printing press, you'll be able to use something like 50 or 60 buildings. And the way they unroll those buildings, I guess I should choose a building. Let's do medicine. The way they unroll the buildings is so nice and slow that nobody gets overwhelmed. I use this game as a teaching tool for a group of students once, and I think the youngest was like 9 years old, and it was great because it was a game that was not overwhelming for any of them, particularly the 9-year-old. At the beginning, they were kind of frustrated and like not sure what to do, but that took like 10-15 minutes maybe, and then they were on their way. And as you can see from a game like this, for the layman person who doesn't, research child psychology and stuff like that, like I do as a teacher, nerd, I know. It is a game that shows strategy. You're processing, where you're going to build stuff. You need to provide food for the people, and you need to provide heat for the people, but then also you need people for those jobs. Like I got 4 people working here. I'm about to, there's 4 employees, but I need workers, so that means that I'm going to eventually need to get more people, which means I'm going to need to get more food. Like that's a strategy thing. So for the layman person, that's of course a great thing for a growing mind. But what is also very important when you're considering gaming for your child, if you're a parent or a teacher thinking about this stuff, is you want games that do not produce high amounts of dopamine. So for example, 7 Days to Die, the way that they designed the game is specifically to hit dopamine levels, especially at moments where they think you're gonna quit. So they think you're gonna quit at this point. That's when they level up your shotgun. They think that you're going to quit, when you're about to do this. That's when they give you a bunch of points so that you feel more epic. And of course, the jump scares themselves, dopamine levels, and the blood moves. So they do everything they can to keep you sucked into the game, which is why 7 Days to Die is an awesome game. It's also why it's a game you probably don't want your adolescent child to play, because when they're first learning how to deal with life's problems as an independent, budding young adult, they are going to rely on dopamines that they should not rely on. That's why we don't have kids drink alcohol. That's why they shouldn't be smoking, things like that, because they'll rely on that dopamine hit, and then next thing you know, you're dealing with an alcoholic or a smoker, different addicts like that. It's the same thing with games. If you are hitting that dopamine high when you're an adolescent and you're not sure how to process life's problems, then you're going to become a gamer, not in a good way, but in a very negative way. So, all right, the more you know. Okay, so this game doesn't have a lot of dopamine because you can see that the game is nice, slow-paced, nothing that causes a lot of that stuff. So, it's also a really great game because you can. So I live halfway around the world from my family, and the reason I bring up my family so much with games is because this is usually the group of people I like to play with, because it also helps me it gives me a chance to connect with them and catch up and everything while playing this game. And this game is a great game to catch up on because it's very relaxing, and you can talk about whatever you want to talk about while playing the game. So anyway, I'm going to rename. I don't like Prince Andrewtown, so we're going to rename the town. We're going to call it Starfall, because these are the fallen stars that will rise up again. And while we're waiting for this stuff to build, I'm going to gather stone. I'm going to gather stone here and this stone up here, partly because we need stone, and partly because this is real estate for trees, and I want to have as much room for trees as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and prioritize them planting any trees they want, and they're going to cut down non-fruit trees only. I don't know if that's a great idea, but what eventually happens is more and more fruit trees get put eventually, like as trees get cut down, then like, okay, here's a little math for you. This tree gets cut down, right? Then there's a 50% chance they plant that tree or a fruit tree again. So if they plant that tree again, that's another wood resource. Woohoo. Or they plant a fruit tree, now it's a fruit resource. It's one less spot for trees to get cut down because they won't cut down the fruit tree, but it's one more fruit gatherer spot for them. So that's kind of why I do that. All right. Yeah, I get really nerdy when it comes to this stuff with this game. All right, so I'm going to show you now, while that's happening, the next aspect of this game, which can be really fun. And, you know, I've never really played this game with strangers. I've always played it with family or friends or students. And so usually you have kind of a setup in your mind when you're playing with friends and family, like how are we going to compete in this game? Because there's always some competitors. So how do you want to compete? They do have a military aspect. I have to wait until I get luxury resources. But there is a military aspect where we can build units that fight. And then if I zoom out to the map again, here's my lovely city. And then here is Stormhines. So I can go here and I can fight this guy if I want to. I can also click here and open the diplomacy, declare friendship, married son or daughter. They always accept it with the with an AI. I can give them gifts. They can accept that too. But for people, they might not accept it or they might accept it. It depends. But you can build up relationships with people. You can go to war with them and conquer them. And the great thing about this game is if you conquer them. So if this is like, I think my brother, my youngest brother, and I fought and I beat him. And I think he thought the game was done. But what happens is he ends up becoming a vassal. So his game doesn't end. He continues building and doing everything normal. But now like 30% of his income comes to me instead. So it's not that kind of conquer game as in the game's done now. Hope you enjoyed. It's conquered as in now I get a piece of your pie. And who knows, if he's working hard, he might come back and take me out again. So, we got hungry people. Come on, fruit gatherer. You know what we'll do? We'll cut down some fruit trees ourselves. I pressed G to hit the gather button, so we're just going to cut that down. All right. This, I'll explain. So every tick, I think this is 160, 150 seconds. Every time this runs out, this increases by 1. If you reach 3, then it resets to what it is now, nothing, 1. And it gives you a wild card, which lets you build any building you want in the whole game up to this point for our stuff here. So that's pretty awesome. I really need food early game because we're dealing with hungry people. And we also have an employment issue because we're already running out of people. And these kids are not becoming adults fast enough. So we're going to go ahead and do a pig ranch because you only need one person for a pig ranch. And, I need to buy this land. And so we're going to do that. We're going to build it right here. We're also doing this because a pig ranch is going to be... Oh, we used up all the money. How much money do we need? 240. Oh, man. I am broke. So the reason I'm doing this also is because houses do not like being built next to industry. So I'm going to put that there so that I can have kind of a nice natural separator because people don't mind being next to pig ranches, but they do mind being next to a furniture maker. So I'll do that, and it'll be like a natural separator from my homes and the other. Okay, let's go to foreign trade right there. I want to get to one of these luxury builders so that I can show you the upgrades and to speed up the game. Bloop. Got medicine. Let's show you how the farm thing works while we're doing that. So I'm going to do a road that goes right up to here. So we'll do houses over here as well. But right now I just need more food. That's all I need. Did we get the... There we go. All right, the reason I built these guys, there we go. I told you already. This gives me an upgrade for being next to a hunter. Yes, I do want to trade. No, I don't want to trade. This gives me an upgrade for being next to the fruit. Alright, and those upgrades are going to help me tremendously. So now I will be gathering much more food and wood. Okay, so if you don't have any kind of trade market thing, then this guy that showed up will show up every autumn and offer to trade. So it's really cool if you are not going the trade route, because you can still sell stuff that's useless to you. Normally I have leather, which I just got from our hunters, but the hunter was put up late, and so didn't get that much leather until just now. And so anyway, there you go. But it's okay, we've got some food now, which means we're not going to starve tonight. And as we enter winter, it looks like we got a nice supply of coal, so people are not going to freeze as well. It looks like all of our homes are supplied with coal, so no one is going to freeze, which in the last game where I forgot to plug in the microphone, I did freeze. Okay, back to the multiplayer aspect. Let's say that you're a group of people that does not want to do the military thing, like my siblings. My sister is not a fighter. She has never been that, and those kind of games, I think except for one maybe, tend to turn her off to the notion of gaming in general. So then how do you compete? Well, let me tell you. In this, it's only with multiplayer, by the way. If you're playing against AI, they are not going to show up here. You can see here that I'm the only one there. Sven, I think that's his name. Sven is not showing up here, and you can't even. Oh, you can see it. You can. I did make sure my face was out of the way, so it's right above me. There is going to be a list of all the people playing the game here, and right below the name it says overviews. That is covered by my face. If I click that, it shows all the statistics, so I can see who's ahead in technology, who's ahead in population, who's producing more money, who is, and that's producing money here, not with trade, who's got the largest land, who's the largest GDP. That includes like trade and all that different stuff. And then I can look at the graphs of, different things too. So that I love, because then it's like, I don't want to, I need storage. I don't want to, scare my sister off. I want her to play and enjoy the game, but I'm competitive. I want to be competitive in a game like this. How can I do that then? And I feel like that's super awesome. I can do it that way. Oh, I'm going to build an immigration office. That's going to bring more people. I'm gonna be able to be competitive with my sister, and yet not really cause problems, because she doesn't care if she's got the most people or not. Maybe she does, but she doesn't care that much. No, let's do trading reports. Except I don't have any money. So yeah, anyway, I really like that. I think that's super great. It really gives an opportunity for a wider group of people to play. And if you're a gamer who just doesn't care who they play with, then that's fine. But for me, I do care who I play with. I'm not a gamer. Like, I wouldn't define myself as a gamer because I don't want to get on with strangers and play random games with them. I used to find it relaxing. Now I don't necessarily find it relaxing to do games. So I'm going to click the star button here. That means it's going to prioritize immigration as a job. As you can see right now, we're entering spring, and here you can see the employees. We got 10 employees out of 12 jobs. So we are now running out of people. That's why I got the immigration, because we need at least 2 more people to fulfill all the jobs that we have. There will always be 2 laborers designated to not have jobs, so that they'll go and they will pick up stone or cut down trees or move resources as needed. So that is good. If you want to take control of that, you can click the check mark and change it. I don't like doing that. They do a pretty good job of recommending the right number of laborers for the right number, size of city. Ooh, and we got 3 immigrants that just showed up. What do I want? I think this produces less, or not, consumes less. I didn't show you that. Okay. And this is a passion one. I'm going to pick that one. Okay, the productivity book. So let me pause the game real quick. Actually, I'm not. Just going to keep going. And let's pick another one just to be an example. Do I have money for it? I do. All right. I would never do this, by the way. I would never be this broke. I would definitely save up my money. Okay, so here are the 3 different kinds of cards. This one at the edge is square. Okay, this one over here has a curve to it. And then this one here has a cutoff mark. So if it's got a curve to it, it's for your townhouse. It's a townhouse slot. It's really hard to see maybe, but it's one that goes in there. If it's a straight, it means it's meant to be built. So tavern, I gotta build it somewhere. Would it fit there? It would. I'm gonna build it there. These guys though go to enhance certain parts of your industry. So for example, am I low on food? No, I'm doing really good on food. Ooh, maybe I don't want to put it there. Can I put it in the pig farm? I can. All right, let's say I want the efficiency of my pig farm to go up. So then I'll use the productivity bonus, and it will now boost the productivity of the pig ranch. Awesome. This is a happiness thing, a happiness booster and productivity booster. This, like most places, have like a 70% happiness, except for one, coal. No one wants to be in a coal mine, so we're going to boost their happiness with passion. So now they are going to be a bit happier, which means we're going to be a bit happier. Happier people will give bonuses later on in the game. Right now, at the moment, it'll just keep them from going too low, which will lower their work speed and eventually make them leave. So there we go. That's the basics of this game. As you go along, your housing, which produces money and science, will get upgraded as you get more luxury items in here. You can do that with trade, and you can do that. So like my trade, which I couldn't buy, my trade, I could buy these things or eventually research and build them myself. And the more I do that, the more these houses get upgraded. I would show you that, but I really want these videos to stay kind of short. And I tended to get a little carried away with the 7 Days to Die one, so I won't do that. But that is also a really, really cool thing. In fact, as we end this game, I will stop this one and load up my latest game that I had just finished. I just victoriously won, and you can kind of see how, there it is, the victory, which was just building like world wonders. So you can kind of see how the houses upgrade. Oh, that's not a house, that's a trading company. Where's the house? This is my colony of Uruthiru. More to come, people, if you are. And you can see here, I was playing AI, and I conquered all of them. So now you can see that they're giving me a tribute with their money. So here, let's zoom in here. You can see these beautiful houses that have been upgraded to level 7 because they have all these luxury items that have shown up. You can see that the money and the science has been greatly increased from before, which now means I'm producing more. Like all this stuff, if I go to a wild card, you can see all these buildings are now available, but the way the game introduces it to you slowly, little by little, makes you never, ever, ever feel overwhelmed, and suddenly you know exactly what you want, what you don't want. It's an incredible, incredible game. I think you should definitely play this game if you haven't played it before. And if you haven't, and if you have played it before, you should play it again. All right, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you later.